Today, you'll simulate being a US president. Part 1. The activist. You are 25 and you care about key issues: climate change, healthcare, and educational equity. You join protests and council hearings. You speak out, organize, and seek change. You volunteer for various campaigns and local candidates during elections. You go door to door and make phone calls, mobilizing voters to register. You believe in this process. You believe in democracy. You meet many people: political staffers, party officials, donors, and consultants. They notice you, your experience, your passion, your ability to mobilize the public. They suggest you start running for small offices like city council or school board. You give it serious thought. You are not a politician, you are an activist. But maybe that's exactly the key. You run for city council in your district. You knock on every door talking to voters. You promise change. You win by a narrow margin with 52%, but you win. You become a part-time city council member, earning $15,000 a year, an allowance, not a salary. At your first meeting, you sit at the dais with a gavel and the city emblem in front of you. You've entered government. You can decide, legislate, and fund. You introduce your first bill, requiring renewable energy in new buildings. Debate is fierce. Developers oppose it, threatening to sue and leave. You compromise. A weakened version barely passes. You celebrate. But this isn't really the result you wanted. Welcome to politics. You soon learn it's all about compromise, negotiation, and building alliances. Idealism meets reality daily. You attend endless meetings: zoning, budgets, public safety, infrastructure. Voters call non-stop with various issues: potholes, broken streetlights, noise complaints. You solve them one by one. It starts with fixing a single pothole. It's not glamorous, but it's real. This is public service, and it matters. Level 3, Mayor. After 4 years on council, you run for mayor of this city of 50,000. The campaign is brutally tough. Negative ads, personal attacks. Your opponents will stop at nothing. They dig into your past, old social media posts, college photos, and youthful mistakes. Everything becomes a weapon. There's no such thing as privacy. This is the path you chose. You win with 55% of the vote, a clear victory. As mayor, you earn $75,000 annually. It is your full-time profession. Your first crisis, a $10 million budget shortfall. You must cut spending, choosing between fire, police, public employees, libraries, and schools. You cut parks and recreation, cutting 20 jobs. These are neighbors with families. Protesters at City Hall call you a traitor who broke promises, but the budget must be balanced. It's the law and reality. These are tough choices. This is governance. Forget campaigns and promises, only decisions and sacrifice. A scandal breaks. Your deputy mayor is tied to a city contract. Regardless, you are responsible. In the end, it's all on you. You publicly fire him. He was your friend, your ally, the first person to support you. In high office, politics is inevitably lonely. Everyone wants something from you. No one is a true friend. Fourth-term state representative. After serving as mayor for 6 years, you run for state representative. The party recruits you. They need someone like you. Your district is a swing district and competition is fierce. The campaign requires real money, $300,000. You've never raised that much before. You're constantly reaching out to donors, asking, pleading, and making promises. Corporate PACs and special interests contribute, but they always want something back: access, influence, and votes. Nothing comes for free, especially in politics. You win. You arrive at the state capitol and become one of many representatives, earning a salary of $40,000 a year. Legislative work is still part-time, so you have to find another job. At your first legislative session, everything is overwhelming. Hundreds of bills, committees, votes, and procedures. Newcomers have the lowest status and get the most marginal committee seats, with little power. You propose meaningful bills, but they die in committee, vetoed directly by the chair without even a chance for a vote or discussion. Welcome to the state legislature. Most of the time, you can only vote along party lines. The party leadership tells you how to vote. You must represent your district, but the party has demands, pressures, consequences. One controversial vote on abortion, gun control, or immigration splits opinions without a perfect answer. Either way, half your constituents will hate you. If you vote your conscience, your district erupts with threats and harassment. Your family is gripped by fear, and even your children become targets. This is the price of public service and standing by your principles. After serving 8 years in the House as a 5th-level state senator, you run for the state Senate, a higher, more prestigious position. Running for office costs $700,000. You're elected as a state senator, making $50,000 a year. It's still part-time and not enough to make ends meet. Now, you have real power, the influence of a committee chair, and control over budgets. You preside over the Education Committee, deciding which bills move forward. You can block or advance legislation. You have become the gatekeeper, and people bring you their requests. Lobbyists compete to win your favor. Dinners, golf outings, and most campaign donations are all within legal limits. They want access to you. They want your vote. They are skillful and highly persuasive. You push through a major bill, education funding reform, involving billions of dollars. This is your political legacy. It is your political achievement, but it is also the result of compromise. Everyone claims credit, and everyone complains. You start considering higher office, Congress, the House of Representatives, the national stage. The party encourages you, national donors are interested in you, and everything seems within reach. Level 6. U.S. Representative. You run for Congress and enter the federal government. Running for office costs millions, 2 million, 3 million, truly enormous sums of money. It's an investment on a national scale. You are constantly rushing between fundraising events and donor dinners, traveling all over New York, California, and Texas. You spend more time fundraising than campaigning, and more time with donors than with voters. This is the reality of modern politics. Money drives everything. You despise all of this, yet you can't escape it. To win, to compete, and to serve, here is what you do. You've been elected to Congress, earning $174,000 a year, a solid federal salary. You arrive in Washington on Capitol Hill. You take the oath of office, raise your right hand. You're now a member of Congress. It's hard to believe. Reality hits you immediately. One of 435 representatives. As a newcomer, you have almost no power, accomplish nothing, and can only wait. Your party controls the House by a slim margin. With only a 2-seat majority, every vote is crucial, and every member matters. You finally have some leverage, but the party leadership controls everything. Which bills get a vote, which ones are shelved. You seek independence, but you're always pressured. Vote with us, or face the consequences. Shutdowns, budget deadlocks, infighting, brinkmanship. Your people suffer most. Federal employees go without pay. Public services are disrupted, chaos ensues, but neither party is willing to compromise. Pride, political calculation, the pursuit of power and re-election. You feel disgusted. This isn't why you got into politics, but now you're part of it. Level 7. After serving 12 years in the House, you run for the U.S. Senate. The campaign is brutally tough. Statewide races are enormously expensive. $10 million, $15 million, $20 million. The whole nation is watching. Cable news covers it around the clock. Debates and attack ads. Millions are spent to smear you. Outside groups, dark money, and super PACs flood the state. Negative, vicious, relentless. You win by a narrow margin, 51% of the vote, but you win. You become a U.S. Senator, one of 100. Real power and influence have finally arrived. The salary is still $174,000, matching the House, but the power is vastly greater. The 6-year term is more stable and independent, allowing you to stand your ground. You join key committees, intelligence, military, finance, the true core institutions, the real decision-making bodies. You help shape national policy, war, taxes, healthcare, and more. You meet with the president at the White House, offer advice, and negotiate. You are pivotal. Your vote is crucial. Staffing, voting, Supreme Court justices, cabinet members, international treaties. Compromise is over. Bipartisanship is dead. Everything is partisan confrontation. Everything is a battle. The opposition is an enemy to be destroyed, and you must win at any cost. Working across lines, you are attacked by your own party. Facing more extreme, loyal, and ideologically pure primary challengers, you become what you once despised. Partisan, calculating, and focused solely on survival. Washington eventually turns everyone into this. Level 8. After serving in Congress for 18 years, you run for governor of your state and gain executive power. At 40 to 50 million, the record campaign leaves you exhausted. As governor, you wield real executive power. The $150,000 salary is less than Congress, but your influence is immense. You control a massive budget for education, healthcare, and infrastructure. You make all appointments, judges, department heads, committee members, thousands of positions in total. When an extraordinary crisis strikes, such as hurricanes or floods, you declare an emergency. Deploying the National Guard and coordinating rescues, lives are at stake, and you make life and death decisions. You oversee evacuations and rescues, allocate resources, and when federal bureaucracy stalls, you're relying on yourself. These are your people, and you handle it all properly. The public is watching closely. National media reports on you, and speculation about a presidential run follows. Will you run for president? People are talking, and donors are calling. But before that, you have to deal with a truly deadly and rapidly spreading epidemic. You announce a statewide lockdown, city closures, mask mandates, and mandatory vaccinations. Half the state's residents hate you, protest, call for your recall, and issue daily death threats. The other half supports you, believing you are saving lives, following the science, and showing courage and responsibility. There is no right answer, only choices and consequences, and politics is always close behind. Level 9. Presidential candidate. You announce your candidacy for President of the United States. The primary race is brutal, and the debates and attacks within your party are just as fierce. You're too moderate, too old, or lack experience. Every decision you've made is scrutinized repeatedly. Every vote and every statement is used as a weapon. You make it through, win the primary, and become your party's presidential nominee. Next comes the general election, facing off against the other party. A full-scale war. The campaign costs billions, tens of billions of dollars, from all kinds of sources and interests. You're constantly on the move. Rallies, fundraising, media debates. No rest, no privacy, no life. Your opponent is smearing your record and everything about you. You want to stay positive, but your advisors urge you to fight back. To win the election, you compromise again. You go on the attack, smearing your opponent. You've become the very thing you once opposed. You tell yourself it's because if you lose, they'll come to power. And they're even worse, aren't they? On election night, the results are deadlocked, swing states are recounted, and lawsuits keep coming. Your opponent baselessly claims election fraud, but their supporters fully believe it. You narrowly win via the Electoral College. You are now the US President-elect. On the day of the inauguration, you raise your right hand, the Chief Justice administers the oath, and you become president. Leader of the free world, one of the most powerful people on earth. On your first day in office, the national security briefings and encrypted reports are overwhelming. You are responsible for everything. 330 million Americans and the world. You pursue your agenda, but Congress and party infighting block you at every turn, creating a total deadlock. A crisis erupts, a terrorist attack, Americans die, and you must respond. Military or diplomatic, no good options exist, only consequences. You order a precision strike, but civilians are still killed, unavoidable collateral damage. As president, today you have personally taken lives. Their blood will forever be on your hands. Economic collapse, recession, unemployment, the markets plummet, and panic spreads. Everyone blames you. Everything is your fault, even though much of it was beyond your control. Because you are the president, your approval rating drops to 38%, with most of the public disapproving, a historic low. The media relentlessly attacks you from both sides. You're too liberal, too conservative, too weak, too tough. Your family endures torment, threats, and surveillance. They never chose this path, yet they suffer alongside you. Your marriage is strained, your children resent you. You are always absent, always working, always the president. You've achieved some things, laws, orders, and appointments, but it's never enough. You never fulfill your promises or meet public expectations. After 4 years, you are utterly exhausted. The term has aged you by 20, and everyone sees it. You can run for re-election or give up. Either way, you are physically and mentally drained. You look back on your journey from activist to president. You set out to change the world. Did you? Or did the world change you? You compromised all your principles, values, and even your soul. For what? Power? Legacy? You no longer even understand yourself. And somewhere, a 25-year-old young person is taking part in a protest. They care about issues, seek change, and believe in the system. They don't know where this path leads, the price they'll pay, or the hardships they'll endure, but eventually they'll understand.